Hey everyone, it is late winter and early spring is right around the corner.
And it's time to start heading out into the garden and get some things done. So today we're going to go around and cut back some of the hydrangeas.
Yep, definitely going to prune back some of these hydrangeas because it's getting nice and warm, and it's going to be a matter of time before these guys just start showing some new growth. And
we will also be doing fertilizing the hydrangeas. It's a great time to start fertilizing them. We are in Zone 7B, Virginia. Just in case anybody is wondering about our zone. And we will be refreshing also the ones that are in containers with top it off with fresh soil and some new mulch.
Yep, so as we get started, Angie's gonna go around and take care of the spindly ones that are all over the place towards the bottom. I'm gonna do more of the hard pruning to get a nice shape and form out of this hydrangea so it looks very beautiful and full when it starts to grow out. All right, so while I'm pruning this, I'm taking it down about 1/3 to 2/3, and I'm looking for any nodes that I can cut at, but because it's not really sprouting a lot of growth right now, it's really hard to tell. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking out where it kind of spiders out in some areas and just getting it to a nice height to where these thick branches here are gonna shoot out some growth that it's gonna be able to support without it falling over or anything like that. All right, so as I'm going around pruning, Angie is actually taking out all the spindly ones from the center there because we want it nice and open in the middle. And that gives me a lot more room to work with to be able to see what I'm actually pruning and how much I need to take out so they're not crossing. And once it grows out, it's not gonna cause any disturbance. It's gonna be nice and full in the middle and not just a clump of foliage in there. All right, so one of the main things you want to do is when you're doing your prunings, you want to stand back a little bit just to make sure you have a nice form and you're liking what you see here, not because this guy was growing out a little bit this way because of the way it's facing with the sun. What we're going to do is we're actually going to turn this so some of these over here, when they start forming, it's going to push out towards the sun that way and kind of lean these over a little bit so you have an open canopy. Now it looks pretty drastic, and that's to be expected when you're pruning a panicle hydrangea because they'll grow right away. But this is overall looking pretty good. Left a lot of the thicker stems here, so when it does form some new growth, it's going to be nice and sturdy and look beautiful with that canopy.
So next I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning the pot around it, all the soil. And I usually try to take off around maybe the 2 or 3 inches of the old soil and the mulch, just to refresh it a little bit. So I have my potting soil right here. And we're going to go ahead and use Polytone Fertilizer. Come get my scooper and just go ahead and sprinkle it all around. Get the soil, the fresh potting soil, and just start topping off what I removed. And just give it some fresh mulch, dress it up on top. That way it can retain the moisture. Because hydrangeas do need a lot of water. They don't like to be standing in water, but they do love for their soil to be nice and moist. This will help it on the hot days that are coming our way pretty soon. And there we go. Make sure you water it in really good, so that way the Polytone fertilizer starts to work too.
All right, guys, so the next hydrangea we have here is a Firelight hydrangea. Now, we bought this one about 3 years ago in a 3-gallon container, and it's grown some nice thick stems. Now, the reason we're going to prune this guy back here in this area is because it lacks a little bit of sunlight in certain areas, so it tends to want to grow this way. And we got a lot of little spindly growth at the bottom that we're going to prune back. Now, if it was our yard and we had more room here, we'd let this one completely go. As you can see, it has a nice shape. All we would have to do is take out the little spindly stuff and let the nice thick branches put some more growth outwards this guy can get absolutely huge, but we're gonna keep it to a nice manageable size in this part of the garden. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of these guys out right here, and I wanna keep it right about this height right here. So I'm just gonna prune back some of the stuff, and as I prune, I'm gonna get it to a nice level size, and then I'll go in there and start taking away some of the spindly ones and prune it back just the way I want it. We have a nice thick one over here that was searching for the sun. We're gonna prune about right there so it grows this way rather than into the rows of Sharons we have here as well. And then that's kind of spindly there, so we wanna get rid of that. Cut that one down a little bit. All the spindly ones gotta go because they're not quite thick enough to support any blooms if it happens to grow there anyway. All right, so that's that for that hydrangea. Keeping it down nice and small. I left a lot of the thicker stems, like I said, to have it grow a little bit more of a canopy in the interior here, and hopefully let it grow that way. But there's a lot of shade there, but this will grow nice and big. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm clearing away some of the mulch from the bottom here so I can go ahead and spread some fertilizer around it. That way, you know, they start to wake up, they'll take in that fertilizer and start to grow a nice full size. All right, so I'm gonna get a nice scoop of fertilizer here. Now, the one thing that's different about hydrangeas in containers and planted in the ground is that in a container, you have a limited space to put your fertilizer in there. But with the ones in the ground, what you wanna do is you wanna go as far out as you can as the canopy that you've pruned it down to. The roots may have spread a little bit further than that because it was a lot bigger. But if you didn't prune it or you had it a lot bigger, you want to go out as far as that canopy and put that fertilizer in, because that's how far those roots are spreading. And because hydrangeas are shallow root plants, they're going to be able to soak up that fertilizer from the very top of the soil. So you want to spread it out as much as you can to the outermost parts of the canopy. All right, now that we got our fertilizer in there, we're going to go ahead and water it. We're not going to do any mulch yet. We're going to wait till you know, spring is in full effect, because we're going to do a lot of cleanup back here and just throw down a little bit more mulch for the rest of the plants we have in this area. All right, so while Angie went inside to get some water because they haven't turned our water back on, we have to refill the containers inside to be able to water the hydrangeas that we're actually pruning right now and fertilizing. But I wanted to show you this guy. We have a couple of the standards. We have 3 of them. So we brought one out here. I don't know if this is going to be a permanent spot, but we already pruned this one. This one was a little bit taller and bushier because we had this one inside the back garden where it did get plenty of sun on top of the canopy, so it grew a little bit stronger and thicker. But this is one of the 3 that we have. We have another one that we're probably going to move out soon, but as we continue down the line, I'm going to show you some of the other ones that we're going to prune as well, and then move on to the arborescent hydrangeas inside.
So now we have 2 baby hydrangeas, 2 panicle baby hydrangeas, which I forgot the name. So these are new proven winter hydrangeas for this year. This one is called Firelight Tidbit, and as you can see, it's really little right now, so I really don't have to do much to it. I'm just gonna cut this. It tried to do a little bit of blooming. And then we have Quick Fire Fab over here, another beautiful one, new one for this year from Proven Winter. So I'm leaving all those alone, and we're just gonna go ahead and get going with the fertilizer too. So I'm removing whatever there is still of the mulch. Grab the Polytone and let's scoop some in there. Okay, so all done with these. Super excited to see what they're going to do this year. Give them some good water. I'll be coming right back out once we are done with this video and giving them more water. But we have a couple of days of rain coming our way, so that would help them a lot too.
Okay, so we're at the front of the house here where we have a little lime hydrangea and 2 limelight hydrangeas. These guys are about 2 years old. We brought them from our past garden. Not sure what we're going to do with them yet because they look beautiful in front of this window, but we're going to go ahead and revitalize them anyway and give them a nice prune.
I had to show it.
Okay, so we have 3 Limelight Hydrangeas up here that we've been growing for about 2 years now. I'm not gonna do any pruning of these because our landscape company actually came out and pruned them back for us already. Last year when it happened, they actually did really, really well. So we're not gonna do any pruning. I'll come back later and take away some of the spindly stuff, but it's gonna be tedious work with these because these guys absolutely grew huge and they have a lot of branches here and there that do need to be taken back so they grow a little bit thicker. So the only thing I'm gonna do here is clear out some of the mulch and just fertilize them for now so that way they get a good head start. But the other thing about this front bed, which is awesome, is that we actually have really, really good signs of spring. If you can see, there's a lot of daffodils actually popping up already, so we're excited about that. Oh, sorry, little lizard. All right, so just a quick fertilizing on these hydrangeas here. What I did is I put it more towards the back because they're on a slope. These hydrangeas absolutely did wonderful on the slope here. We haven't done much cleanup here because we have a lot of stuff coming up, and we're gonna wait till all that blooms, especially the Monarda here. If you haven't grown Monarda before, absolutely smells wonderful, and it's a butterfly and bee attractor. So very excited for those to come up. We're gonna go ahead and head over to the back because Angie has something special to show y'all, and then we'll do the rest of the hydrangeas that we have in the garden.
Went to get more water for the rest of the hydrangeas that we need to fertilize and prune. And I am towards the garage, and I have something pretty neat to show you that I think I've only showed maybe on Facebook and Instagram. So it's this right here. When we first arrived here, when we moved, we brought with us 3 little limes. One of the little limes Ambrose already pruned, and this is one of the 3. And I actually trained it when we first got here into a little standard. So this is a little lime standard or little tree. So the reason I did that was because it was when we put it in the moving truck, it broke completely. It was a mess. And I noticed that it had this straight the straight branch right here. So I just went ahead and started pruning everything from the sides and just started growing more and more, just taking that off. It was really simple to do. And I didn't think we were going to keep it. I went ahead and kept it though. I had asked actually on social media, and of course don't ever ask gardeners should we keep a plant or not, because of course I'm the same way. I want to keep every single thing. So here it is. But I've actually already refreshed it with mulch, and I had already done this one with the Polytone, and I just wanted to show you, but I haven't cut it back. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of it, because the great thing about these plants, about Quantico hydrangeas, is that they grow like crazy. And how it doesn't really have too much branches, I am going to try to keep quite a bit. But the same thing that we've been doing, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one. I'm doing to this one. And that's really it. Now, we're going to go ahead and head to what we call the secret garden. So let's go ahead and go in there. And we are in what we call the secret garden. It truly is a secret garden. It's become one of our favorite places. It's completely secluded from everything. It's our little backyard, which I really wasn't that happy when we first arrived, and it's unbelievable how much I love it. We will be sharing more of it later on, and actually have a lot of videos to do with creating this area and waking it up once more again. We have started the path. That's something that we started working with this weekend. And the great thing and exciting thing about it is that we've added a lot more hydrangeas back here. As you can tell, we're showing you so many right now because we just love hydrangeas. That's just one of the plants that we love. So we do have some Quantico hydrangeas. I'm going to bring y'all over here. Excuse the mess. Like I said, just starting again. You know, everything is just waking up right now. And this is another Limelight standard. It's already been pruned. I don't think I have to do anything to it right now. If I have to refresh it again, I'll come back to everything so we don't take that longer on the video. But it's been done, and I'll share some pictures of this because it was a really fun day, the time that Ambrose brought this home in North Carolina to us. And then I have right here a Zinfandel. If you have been following us, We had 3 Zinfandels back in North Carolina in our past garden, up in our front porch. And we haven't had time to do anything to them since we moved here. We did get rid of some hydrangeas, and 2 of the 3 we passed on, and we kept 1. And we moved it towards this area. There's more sun here during the day, and I think it's perfect for this type of panicle because I noticed it's okay with less sun. With more sun, I started to notice it was crunching a lot where I had it. So I think the flowers will last a lot longer in this area. Now I'm going to show you some of the new hydrangeas. This one here that we've added is called Invisible Wee White Smooth Hydrangea. Now, this is a type of hydrangea, smooth hydrangeas, that you do want to start pruning right now around this time, and Ambrose will be showing you some of those and pruning them. Then we have here Tiny Tough Stuff, which is a mountain hydrangea. You do not want to be pruning these at all. They grow on old wood, so we're just going to go ahead and leave that alone. And then this is a oak leaf hydrangea, and I always forget the name. I think it's Gatsby Pink Hydrangea, oak leaf, and we leave it alone as well. We do not want to cut back anything because we won't see any blooms. And then this right here, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm in love with this oak leaf hydrangea. I think it's one of my favorite ones. It's Gatsby Moon oak leaf hydrangea. Same thing, do not cut back right now. Just let them be. It gave the most huge flowers. I actually kept them here. They're falling apart already, but if we can find any photos, we'll show them up. We'll go ahead and put them on the screen. And then right here is two of one that we added last year. Let's Dance Rave Hydrangea. And we have the second one on this side, and these are Microphylla Hydrangeas. We won't be pruning these at all either. You can tell the buds are starting to form. And then right over here, we have what it's called Let's Dance Starlight. It's a new one. It's a big leaf hydrangea. We won't be cutting that back either. They need to get planted pretty soon. This is Tough Stuff Mountain Hydrangea. Also, we'll leave it alone. So we're super excited to see these start to do something, to flower for us in here. These new ones. We do have Big Easy, what is those called? Let's Dance Big Easy on the other side of the fence, which I forgot to show you guys those. Though, we leave those alone too. So now Ambrose is going to go ahead and show you how to prune some other hydrangeas.
Okay, so far if you've stuck around and still watching, you can probably tell we are a little bit obsessed about hydrangeas. They're pretty much around every corner here in the house. As a matter of fact, Angie actually forgot to show you guys one. And this one is called Let's Dance Blue Jangles. It's a big leaf hydrangea that we plan on putting somewhere up here as well. I'll get a little bit closer on that one, but what we're going to talk about right now is arborescent hydrangeas or smooth hydrangeas. Now, these are limetas. The great thing about these types of hydrangeas is you can literally take your pruners and cut all the way down to the bottom. These absolutely grow quick and thick, very, very fast. These were cut down all the way to the bottom. They've had some pretty bad storms out here, so a lot of the stuff has already broken off, but they were a little bit taller, maybe about right here. But again, with these smooth hydrangeas, you can literally take a lawnmower and run right over them, and they're going to grow right back. There's a lot of growth already coming up from the bottom here, so it's pretty, pretty easy to prune these, and right around now is the best time to do it because they're going to start pushing out some growth. But again, these are the most easiest hydrangeas to prune because you can't go wrong at all. You can prune all the way down and they're going to come right back up. So the only thing left to do here is prune the rest of these. Then we're going to give it some more Polytone so they start pushing up some more growth and put out some big beautiful blooms. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the small tour that we gave you guys and the pruning.
Yeah, I hope there was something to learn about it. Hope we were able to help somehow with this video. We just wanted to go ahead and show you a little bit of what, we're so excited for this year out in the garden. I'm sure there's everyone, seeing your gardens wake up is just such an exciting thing right now. Yeah, we tried not to make this video really, really long, but we're just excited to get going with this season. Everything's starting to wake up now, and then, we're just
out and about pruning hydrangeas and getting ready to start seeing some growth everywhere.
Yeah, we still have a lot to do. We still have a lot of cleaning to do, but we still got like a little bit of, the danger of frost coming our way still. So we're going to hold back on cleaning some of the plants and just do other things that we need to, concentrate on, like the path and making this area pretty again and waking it up.
Yep. So, I mean, the last things we got to do, we're going to obviously continue pruning the rest of the hydrangeas up in the front, just getting rid of the, the small stems that are growing out there.
I need to continue dressing up the rest of the containers with hydrangeas that some I still need to fertilize and water. And that's it. That's going to be our day, and we're wrapping it up.
Yep. So that's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.